Today, it's about speed and skill.
That's it.
Throw and go.
Beautiful.
It's gridiron showtime as the quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers crank up the star power of the NFL Scouting Combine.
Mark Sanchez, Mission Viejo, California.
Matthew Stafford, Dallas, Texas.
Chris Wales, Akron, Ohio.
Some have big names, but it's time to see who has the high draft pick games.
Stay low and explode.
Indy is my chance to make a name for myself.
Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving.
These guys can burn up the track, but stop on a dime, change direction, run razor-sharp routes, and you will move even faster up the draft board.
The combine is just a chance to show everybody what you're made of.
India is my chance to prove that I'm the best.
A year ago, quarterback Joe Flacco rode an impressive showing here all the way to the AFC Championship game. Now it's a new class's turn to sling it and shine.
I'm coming to Indy.
Indy, here I come.
I'm coming to Indy. Come on, go quick, let's go.
DHB is coming to Indy.
Bust out the bright lights. The future stars of the NFL are ready for their close-up.
Welcome inside the new stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. On a cold, chilly day outside, inside we have wide receivers and running backs later on, and quarterbacks currently out there on the field, going through on-field drills, running 40-yard dashes. Half of the wideout group has already gone through for the coaches who are chilling and observing here inside the stadium. The other half of the wideout group is about to run 40-yard dashes live here on NFL Network's exclusive coverage, as always, of the NFL Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. I'm Rich Eisen, thrilled to be joined by Mike Mayock, Steve Mariucci, Marshall Falk, and Charles Davis right here. And Mike, you said, again, you spoke to the Pittsburgh Steelers talent evaluators, and their eyes were popping at the numbers they saw this morning on their stopwatches with the wideout group.
It was really fun because we anticipated a fast group this morning, but talking with Kevin Colbert and his group of talent evaluators that have been around the league for about 30 years, I said, is this the fastest group you've ever seen? And 5 sub-4.4s, 2 sub-4.3s. Yeah, it's the fastest they've ever seen.
And that's all, again, still unofficial times. We're waiting for the official numbers from the Poobahs here at the Scouting Combine. Earlier, part of a wideout group, number 4, Percy Harvin of Florida, running a 4.37 unofficial.
And that's about what you expect with him. Percy Harvin at 5'11", 192.
Darius Hayward Bay, a fast turtle.
I had him at 4.31 and then 4.32, and the buzz up there was they were upset that he ran a little slower the second time.
Joaquin Iglesias of Oklahoma running a 4.5.
Yeah, a little bit of a possession guy, receiver. I think he's a very talented kid, catches the ball well. I had him at 4.53 and 4.54.
Marshall, you like this guy, don't you?
I do, and this guy's just a natural runner. His speed, you not only see it in the 40, but on the field, and it translates to on the field.
Ramses Barden of Cal Poly. Yeah. He broke 2 of Jerry Rice's records for consecutive games with a touchdown catch and career games with a touchdown catch.
He's a heck of a Division I AA guy now. He's 6'6". He comes from the school where John Madden, Bobby Beathard, my son Tyler, all kinds of guys went to school there. Cal Poly.
My son Tyler.
Way to sneak that in with John Madden. Kenny Britt.
This is an interesting guy at 6'3", 218. Had him in 4.49 and 4.51, which is it averages out to 4.5, which is what I think he is. I think he ran to his speed that I saw on tape.
And then how about Deion Butler, Charles?
The Penn State guy running a sub 4.3, which has to shock everyone. I said Penn State, Marshall.
Oh my
Hold
God.
on now, hang in there. Hey, don't want to get the paddles out, okay? It's Penn State.
And then Johnny Knox, what a great name, by the way, for a football player out of Abilene Christian.
Just the fastest of the day.
4.25 unofficial.
Hey, if he's here from Abilene Christian,
he's got something.
He can run.
He's got something,
and
right?
Here's our great simulcam that we've been debuting all week. That is Deion Butler and Johnny Knox at the 10-yard mark right there. Seemingly like one human being now at the 20. That's when Knox begins to pull away, if you can save.
The smoothness of a runner is what you see.
Wow. Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. So last year's draft, not a single wide receiver taken in the first round, and then there was a run on wide receivers in the second round. Charles, do you see something different? Obviously, we know Crabtree's going to go in the first round at some point, but do you see more than just one wide receiver going in the first round?
Yeah, I think the run may actually start in the first round this year, and it'll be interesting to see what people decide with Michael Crabtree about his foot, because to me he's the unquestioned number one guy, and I think a lot of people do. I don't really care what his 40 time is at this point. I really don't. I've seen enough out of him. He can flat out play, and he can go. But we're talking about the track meet we saw today with Darius Hayward-Bay, Jeremy Maclin. We saw Johnny Knox run now, who's put himself firmly into the draft. But for me, Kenny Britt is the intriguing one, because I think he's a guy who's going to start working his way up. Percy Harvin, obviously, a super playmaker. The thing that always nags me, and when I say nags, it's a small thing. The biggest plays I saw him make in college, running back position. That's going to be the thing that they're going to say, okay, let's get him here. But again, Mike made that point. They'd rather have a route tree at Florida. They just want to make sure they put the ball in his hands and let him go. He'll learn all of that, and he's super explosive.
With Harvin, it's about two issues. It's about durability, number one, and it's about usage. How do you find creative ways to give him touches?
Right, and that's what they did at Florida.
Because he's a game breaker.
Big time.
And he can make plays, so you want to believe in him, but those are the two things you got to buy into.
Now, what was the size on him? 192? Did I hear that right?
5'11", 192.
At the national championship game this year, I had a chance to sit and talk with him. He told me he weighed 202 at that time.
Well, he's smart.
At the national championship game. Very strong.
Very
strong now. He cut weight to run the 40, but he's a very thick guy, a lot stronger kid physically than maybe you anticipate out of a guy who can run that fast.
What was Deshaun Jackson?
Deshaun Jackson weighed about 170 pounds.
So,
completely different body type.
Totally.
Right. This guy, when we talk about him, he breaks tackles. He can run the football inside and out, and I think that's what makes him special.
He knew the weight room. He knew where it was in college. Deshaun, he didn't mess with it.
You talk about him, he's got added value in the kicking game, like Jeremy Maclin now. He's going to be punt return, kickoff return, and catch passes. You talk about usage, there you have it.
Who went to Cal Poly again? John Madden, and who else?
Bobby Bethert, Ted Tollner,
Tyler
Mariucci, Chris Gokong, drafted by the Eagles. It's a plethora.
It's a football school. It's a football factory.
It is now.
Cal Poly. It is now.
Tyler
Quarterbacks are out there, too. Again, running backs still to come. Our live coverage of the Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour is on the air. All right, so we're going to watch the rest of the wideout group here at the 2009 NFL Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour go through the paces on the 40-yard dash. And before we show them to you, we thought it would be neat to see how the current crop of Pro Bowl wide receivers did when they were here at the Combine. And Steve Smith leads the group of those who participated at 4.41 back in the same year, 01, when Reggie Wayne was 4/100ths of a second right behind him. Brandon Marshall and Anquan Bolden, the others who have participated. Fitzgerald, Andre Johnson, Roddy White didn't participate. And Wes Welker, not even invited to the party.
Is that right?
Not even invited to the party.
He's been working that way his whole life. Lightly recruited out of high school, one late scholarship offer.
Texas Tech.
Caught 9 million passes at Texas Tech. Everybody thought he was too slow, not fast enough. Well,
worked out.
Worked out real well.
A little chip on his shoulder. I like it.
All right, let's watch Jordan Norwood at Penn State run a 40.
One of 3 receivers here from Penn State.
What's he going to run, Charles? Give me a number.
I'm going to say 4.55.
Rich, that's a little more of the body texture with Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, that's 5'10 and a half, 179.
He ran a 4.57, Nostradamus.
Nice job, Charles.
Thank you.
I knew
like to be close.
I knew you had him.
Wideout 31 from Virginia, Kevin Ogletree.
From Queens, New York. He missed the 07 season with a knee injury and led the team in receiving this past year with 58 catches and 723 yards and 5 touchdowns. Here he is running the 40. He's the 9th Virginia player to turn pro with eligibility remaining. It's rare to see with the Cavaliers. And
wow.
Ran a 4.37 unofficial.
And Rich, I was a little surprised he came out. He's a redshirt junior, as you mentioned, and they've got a good young quarterback there. I thought he'd stay in and try and light it up.
Those kids that go to Virginia are very academically inclined, and they like to graduate.
He did graduate.
And smart kids go there.
They run a pro system there, too, so that's in their mind a lot while they're at Virginia.
Greg Orton of Purdue.
No relation to Kyle.
Looks like he spent a little time in the weight room, guys. The pipes on him.
He got 22 reps at 225.
Meanwhile, the running backs are out on the field as Greg Orton with a 4.62 unofficial. Running backs across the field broad jumping. Beanie Wells at the broad jump. 10.8 was his first jump.
So that won't count, right? Because he touched the person marking it.
He's got to do that again.
Would you say the first one was again, Rich?
10-8. Was it 10-8?
10-8. We were excited yesterday with Jared Cook with a 10-3 at the tight ends.
And remember, he's pushing 235 pounds off the carpet.
But it factors out. He's explosive.
Yes.
Very explosive back.
He absolutely torched the University of Michigan in his stay.
Career. Career.
And I don't put it out there. Career.
Say career.
And the reason why I bring that up is not just, the whole Michigan thing, but those are the biggest games Ohio State plays in conference and perhaps all season long. So he's a big-time, big-game performer as well.
Getting the ball 39 times. They pound those Wolverines.
All right, Steve, back off.
Good jump.
Count?
That doesn't count either?
Give it to him.
No, come on. What's not to count?
I don't get that.
No, you got to get the stick down to measure it.
No, I mean,
he was there rocking, but throw the stick down.
You should be able to mark it. It's just like doing a long jump or a triple jump. How do you expect the guy to stick a landing?
I mean, they don't give you anything extra for that.
Right.
There's no extra degree of difficulty for sticking the landing. Just get it down there.
Exactly.
Should be like when you fire.
This isn't gymnastics.
Like when you fire at the pin marshal, run up there and mark it before it moves.
Boom.
You can't put backspin on the body.
Check it up. It hurt him a little bit.
See,
because he was longer.
I don't even. How do you stop that?
And who wants to stop 235?
Exactly.
235 of momentum.
That's impossible to stop.
Well, again, Michigan found that out too.
As he continues to jump, and his jumps will get shorter and shorter
because he's been doing it a lot.
We have to come up with new. We got to put some chalk on his shoes or something.
Count it.
It's rough to do it a fourth time now.
It's hard.
But it's getting shorter and shorter if you watch him.
No, this is a lot like ski jumping. You got to stick your landing.
But you're moving.
As long as they all have to play by the same rules, at least is the way I look at it.
Here's the thing.
I think we can go though with 10-9, right?
It's going to get worse and worse.
Just put me on a basketball court with some gym shoes, and I could stick this landing. I don't know about on this field.
Man, it said 10-9, right? We can work with that.
Back on the 40 line is another Buckeye. And there is the son of Terry Rubisky.
This is important, guys.
Yes.
This is an important, we always talk about overrating times, but this is an important time for Brian Rubisky.
Why is that?
Because everybody's questioning his long speed.
Yeah, he has everything else.
He's got the whole deal. That's what everyone's questioning. This is what they want. It's kind of like Michael Crabtree. The one thing we want to see is this. I think he ran well.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he ran well. 4.5? Yeah, which would be a great time for him.
Yeah. Plus, he didn't have the numbers that other receivers had with the young quarterback, but very skillful.
There you go, a 4.51 unofficial. All right, Beanie's back at it.
Let's do it, Beanie.
Let's see, one more time. Come on, Beanie, stick the landing.
Wide out 37.
Get the Olympic coach in there, gymnastics. Help him with his landings.
Here we go.
And how many of them do they actually stick and hold? Right? There's usually a stumble and 1 foot.
They actually get to stick a leg out.
Right?
Psyched out. Come on.
Here we go, Beanie Wells, with his umpteenth attempt at the broad jump.
How quick this time?
Oh, yeah! Yes!
10 feet, 7 inches.
10-7 the same. You get a better one the first time.
And the third.
And the fifth.
Way to go. Beanie Wells just showed to the evaluators he's determined.
Endurance.
He's got moxie at the broad jump.
And
endurance.
Stamina.
Endurance and stamina. Steve Mariucci.
Yes, sir.
You're tapping out. You got total access later. You're done.
Oh, geez, I'm getting
Turn
the
in
hook
your playbook.
already, huh, guys?
No.
Well,
Turn
I'll
in
see
your
you back
research
at
book.
7 o'clock for total access, okay?
Grudes is coming in.
Where's Grudes?
John Gruden's joining us.
Over there. Look at him. There he is.
And then we're chatting with Bill Polian is going to join us from his perch in his home stadium when we return to the Combine. It's Lucas Oil Stadium, the new home of the NFL Scouting Combine. The RCA Dome has been the home since 1987, but since it's a pile of rocks, it's sort of unsuitable for the purposes of this endeavor, which is checking out the new talent coming out of the collegiate ranks, trying to get into the National Football League. It's the 09 NFL Scouting Combine, exclusively here on NFL Network, presented by Under Armour. We're joined by a new friend right here on the network, John Gruden, joining us here on the program. He's going to be doing NFL Total Access later tonight. So this is the very first television two-a-day of your career, Coach.
You know, double sessions is tough.
Right.
I don't know if I signed up for this.
Did you hydrate?
Got a visor up here?
But hydration is crucial.
Hydration is crucial.
Right, hydration is crucial, and pace yourself.
I'm glad to be with you guys.
Good. We're thrilled to have you with us, obviously not just here to watch the quarterbacks and running backs and wideouts, but here all week as well. Bill Polian, the host of this particular event, the president of the Indianapolis Colts, is joining us right here on the program, perched in the Colts suite right behind your new head coach there, Jim Caldwell. Bill, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It's nice to have you guys here.
All right, so let's ask you about the topic of the day, and that is the fact that Michael Crabtree is saying he is going to run at his pro day. How do you evaluate such a top talent with so much great stuff on tape in this evaluation season with this news about a stress fracture in his foot? How do you do something like that?
Well, I think you have to go back and look at the tape and try to estimate how fast he is in football gear, which in my humble opinion is pretty darn fast. You take a look at what the watches show, and then factor in the injury, which of course is a major issue. So, but in the end, it's how he plays football that really counts. And I don't know that a slow or a fast 40 under these circumstances is going to make a whole heck of a lot of difference.
Bill, you know, yesterday we keep talking about all these different stories, different guys that come here and work out and don't work out. We talked about it a little bit today with quarterbacks throwing. What exactly do you and the rest of your brethren look for with quarterbacks throwing? Because many of them say, I'd rather throw at home to my own receivers rather than throw here.
Well, you look for a couple things. Number one, arm strength. The drills measure that. Number two, dexterity and their ability to throw on the run, which is what's being measured right now. And then finally, how do they adjust to the receivers? Because they're going to be throwing to different receivers in the National Football League than they've thrown to at college. So from my standpoint, these drills have always been very valuable.
Bill, we've talked an awful lot about the highest-rated wide receivers in this draft, but there are two guys that I'm intrigued by, and I'd love to hear a snapshot of Hakeem Nicks and Brian Robisky. Could you give us a little feel for those two players?
I surely can. Hakeem Nicks is a very, very good player. He's got a great feel for routes. He's got very, very good hands. He's got exceptional run after the catch, and he's a very strong guy. and I think he's going to have a fine career in the National Football League. Brian Robisky ran 4.51 on our watch, and that's plenty good enough for a guy who has incredible hands. He's got awfully big hands as well, but they're really, really good hands. He's a superior route runner, as you might expect. His dad's been a coach in the league for a long, long time. He's got great work ethic. He's a terrific leader, and he's a clutch player. So I would, if you ask my opinion, I don't know where they're going to be drafted, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be wearing an NFL uniform on Sunday next year.
We're chatting with the president of the Indianapolis Colts, Bill Polian, as we watch the final group of wideouts go through their second crack at this 40-yard dash apple. Muhammad Massaquoi of Georgia is at the line. Coach Gruden, you got a question for...
Hey, Bill, this is John Gruden. I'm a little new at this. How's it going?
Good, John. How are you doing?
You know, your offensive machine that you've had in Indianapolis over the years is certainly well documented, but you got a new defensive coordinator, Larry Coyer, and just wondering if there's going to be dramatic change or any change at all on your defense.
No, I don't think there'll be dramatic change. Jim and I talked about this when he chose Larry, and Jim's committed to running the same system that we have run in the past. And so, you know, there's always a little tweaking, obviously, from year to year anyway. And there'll be some tweaking I think Larry will do when he gets a real firm handle on our personnel. But from a basic scheme standpoint, 4-3, cover 2, I think we're going to be the same as we've always been.
Let's make some news here, Bill. I mean, a lot of people believe you're watching this wideout class with keen interest because of the fact that one of the all-time great wide receivers in the history of the game, Marvin Harrison, may no longer be with your team. Obviously, there's a large salary cap concerns right now. What would you say to those thoughts?
Well, we're working through the salary cap in general, not just for Marvin. And for the first time in 11 years, largely because of the special rules that come into play in this, the last capped year, we are going to have some difficulty with the cap. Not greatly, but some. And so we're working through that. We don't have any answers yet, and we don't have to have them until late next week. So we're going to struggle with what we do or what we don't do, and we haven't arrived at any final decisions. I am interested in the wideouts, and so is Jim and everybody else in our organization, because Marvin's 36, and so he won't play a whole heck of a lot longer. He did play at a high level last year, but you can't count on that at his age, even though he is certainly a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is it time to invest a high pick in a player there? You could argue that it is. I think it's premature to make that decision, and certainly premature with respect to any decision on Marvin, but that one's coming fast.
Bill, we always thank you for your time and for your hospitality here at this event in Indianapolis. We'll let you get back to watching things in the very nice comfort of the luxury suite you're up there.
Well, we're glad to have you here. I'd like to know if you're going to do the triangle drill this year, because if you are, I will time it. I'll volunteer to time it, and you can do it in street shoes because the turf is soft enough that you won't hurt yourself.
I'll be running the 40 again this year, for Coach, and for you, Bill, because I respect you enough not to make you schlep out to my pro day to watch me.
Hey, Bill, by the way, the rumor is that you were the sniper that shot eyes in the hamstring a couple of years ago. It
was not me, I can assure you.
Oh, my gosh. Bill, we thank you for the time. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Okay. That's Bill Polian, the president of the Indianapolis Colts, joining us here on our live exclusive coverage of the 2009 NFL Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. That's Andrew Means right here from Indiana. He's the starting center fielder on the baseball team.
Actually played minor league baseball last summer, drafted by the Cincinnati Reds, and then came back and played football again last fall. Had to battle through a number of injuries last season.
Ran a 4.44 the first time, which is a good time for him. He had 102 catches at Indiana, but only 2 of them were for touchdowns. A number that bothers me a little bit.
Inside guy, yeah, Mike. Absolutely. Worked inside, worked the middle of the field a lot.
A 4.46 unofficial So the wideouts are finishing up their 40-yard dashes here at the Scouting Combine. Then the running backs will have their day. We're going to check on Brian Robisky, who had a very good first 40. We'll see his second 40 when we come back.
We're going to do a over-the-shoulder drill.
The final wideout and quarterbacks group are getting ready to
these guys.
go through the on-field drills. You're going to watch Mark Sanchez throw in a matter of moments.
These guys catching the ball,
and we'll watch Matthew Stafford watch in a matter of moments.
It's best to be late, letting it go. We want him catching it going out of bounds.
Take a break right now by showing you what's coming up on Wednesday on NFL Network, by the way. Prime U, debuting right here on NFL Network. Here's a taste.
It's got to be loose. They got to open easily. You got to keep those shoulders down and not step over the line. It's a lot goes into that. I mean, when you just look at it, it seems like you just run them and touch it, but it's a lot of mechanics that goes into it.
The 20-yard shuttles, okay, it's a 4-second drill, okay, so everything counts.
Speed is the position we play. You got to be fast, you got to be quick, you got to be able to make plays, and that's what it is.
Like a baseball player, when he gets ready to steal, he don't put both feet up there because he's running that way. He drops that foot and he opens that toe a little bit so he can just turn it. So you got to already be ready to turn. See, if you got that locked out like that, your first move has got to be to turn that toe anyway. So you might as well go and cheat and open and drop that leg a little farther back, so you could just open those hips.
Good old Prime. He's going to be here when the defensive backs are on the field on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Under Armour presents Prime U, the debut on NFL Network. Follow 5 NFL hopefuls training for that successful career in the National Football League. When we come back, we'll watch Mark Sanchez and the rest of the quarterback group of Group 5 spin it right here at the Combine, presented by Under Armour.
You drop. What you doing to your shins? There you go.
Mark Sanchez, Mission Viejo, California.
Matthew Stafford, Dallas, Texas.
Malcolm Jenkins, Piscataway, New Jersey.
The dream starts at Indy.
I'm coming to Indy.
I'm coming to Indy. Stay low and explode.
Underneath the largest retractable roof in the National Football League, 4.5 acres worth, by the way, we have the unofficial results of the 40-yard dashes that have been run on the field. That's 25 feet below street level, by the way, here at Lucas Oil Stadium, giving you dimensions left and right. Those are official results. The unofficial results of the 40-yard dash are on the left. Unofficially, we have Johnny Knox running the second fastest 40-yard dash of the decade at the Combine. Johnny Knox being the fastest wideout of the year right here at the Scouting Combine. Again, those are unofficial results. We're going to get the official results within a matter of moments, we hope, here at the 2009 NFL Scouting Combine. I am Rich Eisen, pleased to be joined by Charles Davis, Mike Mayock, Coach John Gruden, and Marshall Falk right here in the middle of our set in Indianapolis, where you were just a running back, right?
That's it.
That's all you were?
I enjoyed playing here, though.
I know you did.
I would have loved to play in this building.
I bet you would have. And I bet
this is nice.
And I bet everybody here in the city that comes up to you left and right would wish you had actually played your entire career here. We're getting ready for the final on-the-field drills for the wideouts and the quarterbacks. What are you looking to see out of Mark Sanchez, John Gruden?
I'll be honest, this is routes versus air. You're going to get a chance to see how he spins it. You're going to get a chance to look at his throwing motion, see what kind of velocity he has, what kind of accuracy. Other than that, you're not going to get a lot. I just hope he relaxes, lets it loose today, and see what kind of spiral he throws. We'll find out.
How about footwork, Coach?
Yeah, a little bit of footwork. You're going to get a couple 3-step drops and 5-step drops, but you've seen that on tape. You're going to get a chance to study his grip. Does he have a quick release? Can he get it out of his hand? And what kind of accuracy does he have? I want to see him push the post corners. I want to see him try to fit the ball down the field and see what happens.
And, of course, Sanchez is the guy that we know the most from his college career because he played for USC, and they play on national television almost every week. Give me the name, Mike, of somebody you're looking forward to seeing out there that's below the radar as Matthew Stafford's not throwing. Give me the name of somebody that you're looking forward to seeing that may have some serious skills to compete in the National Football League.
Well, the guy that I was interested in seeing coming in today was in the first group, Brett Bomar. And Bomar, the transfer out of Oklahoma, has a great skill set, big arm. I thought he was inconsistent technique-wise when he transferred to Sam Houston State. I wanted to see him drive the ball, some of those intermediate routes. And also, how about a Division III kid? I mean, since we haven't had one drafted since 1991. The kid Boltus is here, not as an official guy, but as a thrower, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's
and
one
Jason
of the 4
Boltus
throwers.
could be the first one since 1991 to actually be drafted at a Division III.
They put a show on last night, 26 times bench press.
Strong kid.
Wasn't that something?
That was
My
nice.
biggest concern with him was he's a 54% passer. You'd like to see a much higher completion percentage, but that guy can move around. He is very interesting. And Mike, I think it's interesting when you look at the Division III players, the film quality sometimes. It's a little different, isn't it? It's hard to see what kind of throws they were.
You got to work the tracking on the
Just
VCR
a little bit outside,
for those.
but that's not bad.
You know, so okay, is QB 21? That's John Parker Wilson of Alabama.
Oh yeah,
flinging it out there.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
To Hakeem Nicks of North Carolina.
Beautiful.
And for this, you want to see the wide receivers tracking it, correct?
Yeah, I just talked up Hakeem and he let it go right through his hands.
That's okay right there. We're good.
But not only that, the quarterback, end over end, ball on to the outside shoulder. You want to see touch and accuracy.
Oh yeah. Make him adjust. Good.
Brian Hoyer throwing it to Kevin Ogletree of Virginia. Stephen McGee. Greg Orton of Purdue.
Yeah. Beautiful. There you go.
He can give you wildcat stuff too as a backup quarterback.
Beautiful. Oh yeah. That's all right. We're good now. We can see what we need to see there. Here we go.
When I watch these receivers, I look at their upper body to see how quiet it is. When you make catches like this, your upper body must be quiet.
Just a
your
little
head's
air.
bouncing all around. You're not going to see the ball. Your eye level's changing.
Go.
Here's Sanchez.
It's all right. Here we
now,
go.
This is a drill. You really don't want to see a perfect throw. You want to see the receiver have to find the ball and make the adjustment. This ball's thrown.
Pat White.
Good. Receivers, stay up to the top of the numbers. Good. Go.
Sammy Straughter with the catch. Oregon State.
There you go.
That's all right. Make him look over that outside shoulder. There you go. Move on over here. That's right. No, you're good. Ready? Go.
There's adjustment. That's a tough catch.
That's the beautiful throw.
That's the throw they're looking for, right, Coach?
Yes.
Mike Thomas of Arizona having to make that adjustment.
This ball's thrown near the sideline, away from the free safety.
Beautiful.
Find the ball.
All right, here we go.
And make the adjustment.
That's Patrick Turner of USC who elected not to run the 40 today.
Sean, we got a problem with this group already. All for quiet, Bill. We got a problem with this group already. There's something wrong.
Trying to get the energy up down there.
Want the camaraderie.
Go.
Encourage
Come on,
each
help
other.
him out.
There's what you're looking for.
Beautiful. Hey, you know what? And it just what happened. The drill's much better.
Nice grab by Mike Wallace there.
Mojo. That's right. Go.
And Rich, you talked about quarterbacks. I mean, Hunter Cantwell from Louisville.
Oh, there you go. What? See the problem there, right? Stay vertical. Hold up.
Cantwell's a guy I really wanted to see, Mike. He's got some physical traits. He's only a one-year starter, as you know, but there are some size and some traits there that are interesting.
Yeah, what was real interesting, Coach, is on tape, he brought the ball down by his waist. And they've been working on him for the last. When he got to the East-West game, his carriage completely different.
Right,
it was up by his ear, and it looked like
all right, let's go. Gauntlet on the sideline.
So there's more instruction forthcoming.
Yeah. 13's right here. Where's 12 at? 13's right here. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. Who's left over?
We're going to be back 20? With more quarterback drills in a moment. We've been all
okay, Drew, you're there. You stand behind.
All ready to see Mark Sanchez throw. We've seen him throw once.
So the first
to Brian Rubisky, by the way, USC and Ohio State hooking up here at the Combine, presented by Under Armour. Mike Mayock's top 5 wide receivers available in this year's draft, all of them underclassmen. The top one, Michael Crabtree, as we know, is not working out here. A stress fracture in his foot. He announced that he will run at his pro day in Texas Tech in Lubbock and on March the 26th, and then most likely will have surgery on that stress fracture in his foot. So Jeremy Maclin is Mayock's top wide receiver working out here. Moments ago, our Paul Burmeister caught up with him.
Jeremy, nothing wrong with a 4.40, but I get the feeling you had higher aspirations.
Yeah, definitely. My goal was to set a personal best, and my personal best prior to this was a 4.31, so I'm a little disappointed in the 40 time, but, you got to live with it, right?
There was a moment that you went down and came over to the training, saw the trainers for a little while, then came back. Can you tell us about what happened there?
Just trying to plan and come get a ball. The ball was a little inside, and we were supposed to run a fade route, and I tried to come back and get the ball, and, just kind of, hyperextended my knee just a little bit and, kind of fell and on my hip. But, you got to suck it up and get back out here. It's one of the biggest days of your life. So.
And what we do this time of year, Jeremy, what a lot of people do is find things or find questions about what maybe you can't do. And the question about you is going from the spread offense at Missouri to an NFL-style offense. How have you addressed that question in the meetings at night?
I just tell them that I feel like I'm a receiver at heart, and a receiver should know how to play both inside and outside, and I know how to run routes, and I think I proved it out here by being on the outside and running routes today. So.
And your pro day is when?
March 5th.
4-3 on March 5th?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jeremy, thank you.
No problem.
All right.
Gotta like hearing that, Coach Gruden. Wide receiver saying, I got to suck it up and get back out there, biggest day of your life, saying, I'm playing any offense you want to put me in.
Hey, he's got a lot to prove. The guy had a great career at Missouri. My brother, Jay, flew to Columbia and worked him out for 3 days. Knows a lot about this guy. He's a great kid. He's got a great work ethic, and I think he's going to be one of the more exciting guys in this draft.
We're running the gauntlet now. And they couldn't pass more in this drill.
There we go.
You talked about him catching the ball, and you thought he fought it a little bit when you saw it. What'd you think of that?
Go. Didn't drop any.
Okay.
I want to know what Coach Gruden thinks about this drill, because Bill killed it yesterday. What do you think, Drew?
Well, what are you going to do? We can sit here and critique the drills every year, but what are you going to do where you don't put these players at risk, where you get a chance to see these guys catch 6 or 7 passes? I just wish the quarterbacks would throw a low ball, a high ball. I don't want to see an accurate ball thrown. I got a pretty good idea what these guys can do with that. I'd like to see them have to make some tough catches.
That was a quality gauntlet run by young Rubisky. So he's having a really good combine so far, Brian Rubisky.
This intriguing guy here.
Come on, man. He's going to need
Sammy Stroughter.
You say quality gauntlet?
There you go, Shaq.
It's a quality gauntlet. I'm going to put that
it's
down.
It's part of our lexicon now.
Write that down.
Rubisky quality gauntlet.
Pretty good Senior Bowl, but a quality gauntlet.
That's added value.
I'm just trying to be a factor. It's a quality gauntlet man right there.
Now, Michael Thomas ran 4.31 and 4.34. And I got a text message a little while ago from our buddy Corey Chavis that wanted to remind me that he was a 10-300-meter guy in high school.
That boy Corey.
Guys, I've been told the official 40 times to the wideout is on the printer right now and heading on to the set. So stay tuned for that. It's Patrick Turner from USC right now.
6'5". Didn't you think there, guys? Very smooth.
It's a quality gauntlet.
Every time I see one of the 6'4" or 6'5" receivers, Mike, I ask myself, who in the NFL plays at 6'0", 5'0", and taller?
Right.
There just haven't been a lot of those guys make it.
We turn on NFL films and watch Harold Carmichael. And remember,
Harold's
about 6'8".
It's Mike Wallace.
But that's it, John, at every position. You have to ask yourself a question. There's a certain height and weight that where there just aren't any of them in the NFL. and it makes you question whether the guy can do it.
Exactly.
Don't let it into your body. Let it in your body, you're going to get killed with the next throw.
I'd like to see the receivers reach for the ball, cut the flight time down, snatch it.
In his body. That's not a quality gauntlet right there. But remember what I said about Jason Williams working his way towards tackle? That was Jason.
So we're going to take a break. And then when we come back, official 40-yard dash times for the wideout group. Did somebody get Chris Johnson? We'll find out in a minute.
Well, when we talk about the gauntlet drill, we talk about the double toe tap that ends the drill. First, you get the 2 catches, and then they pepper you from either side. The whole key is down the middle. Don't be bending all over the place. Don't let the ball into your body. Double tap right there. End the drill, stay in bounds. Remember, in college, it's 1 foot. It's an introduction to the NFL. How does that work now in the NFL? Here's Larry Fitzgerald on a cross route. Don't let it into your body. Larry Fitzgerald is about as much fun to watch as any receiver in the National Football League. Catch the ball, secure it, get up the field. Crossing route again. Comes out of traffic. Often difficult to find coming from your quarterback in Super Bowl. Look at the catch. Does that look familiar, fellas? The double tap by Santonio Holmes. So maybe there is some relevancy to the double tap and the gauntlet to the NFL game.
We saw it out of Eddie Royal last year. With that first gauntlet you showed there, Mike. And now we're getting another gauntlet run right here by Nate Swift.
That's right. Remember, you're going to be looking left when you start. You're going to be looking left on your first ball. Oh, he nice guy. Yes, nice guy.
Last one, huh? Let's go, Granite Bay. Go.
There we go. There you go. Good, good.
Mike Thomas of Arizona.
Okay, Mike. Beautiful run. Okay, Mike. Beautiful run. Beautiful run.
That would have been really interesting with those Larry Fitzgerald's crossing catches if another ball had come from the other direction in the game. That would have been very fascinating.
And he would have caught that one, too.
Look at the line. Look at the line. Beautiful.
And that's that 6'5" number you're looking at, Coach Gruden. 6'5".
And an 8th. Don't forget the 8th.
Got to give him an 8th. Don't want to short him.
Well done.
Won a Super Bowl with some big receivers. Joe Jurevicius, Keyshawn Johnson. Yep. At 6'05", though, hard to find. A lot of guys playing in the league right now bigger than that.
Right. Go. At that position.
Good. All right, good. Good.
You know what's missed in his drill is the throws by the quarterback. You see these guys rotate in. That's that little drag route. The back coming out, have a receiver dragging across. He's running. Do you lead him with the football? Do you throw it behind him? Can you hit a target that's moving fast and close to you?
All right, here we go.
Derek Williams at Penn State.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Good, good.
That's it into his chest there.
Quality gauntlet.
Finish it.
Go. Now the last one. Jason Williams.
Finish it.
Mike, all the scouts want to know, are you a body catcher? Are you a hands catcher? Right. Can you snatch it in the crowd, right?
Exactly.
See, I don't think either one is bad. I always felt like when you play inside, you need to be a body catcher so you can take the hit. You body the ball outside, you need to be able to catch the ball away from your body and extend, jump up and catch it, reach out and catch it.
We got running backs at the Vertex. Terrell Sutton of Northwestern. Out of the Big Ten.
Quality young man, battled injuries like crazy. Was having a really nice senior season and broke his wrist in the game against Indiana and rehabbed and came back for the bowl game. They managed to make it back. They made a bowl, made it back and played in San Antonio in the Alamo Bowl.
33-inch vertical.
He only played Charles in 7 games, I think, his junior year. So durability is an issue with him.
He had 2,000-yard seasons as a freshman and a sophomore.
Yep.
And the injuries kept him out.
Here's Beanie Wells, who had a 10-foot, 8-inch broad jump. We saw him take several cracks at that, and that was the best broad jump of the running back group here.
Might have used up his legs on that broad jump.
And he did 5 times.
He kept doing it.
The broad jump, and then when you watch him play, I expect a vertical
that
of something
type of power,
over 35.
The translation,
yes,
what you've seen. One more.
I think they can give him credit for one little.
He touched it.
One more. I think we're going to get the other judges. The other judges are coming in.
Challenge flag.
You got to throw it out there.
Can you challenge a vertex?
You got one in your hip pocket, don't you,
challenge
Coach?
Everything else.
Might as well.
33.5-inch vertical for Beanie Wells, who had a 10-foot, 8-inch broad jump.
Yeah, they talk about that young man's durability. Talk about Wells. He played that Michigan game you referred to, Rich, 2 years ago with a broken wrist.
Javaris.
This kid's
Williams.
put together now. Had a pretty good week at East West. About 5'10", 219. 25 reps at 2 1/4.
Look like he's wrapped tight.
Oh, yeah. Tightly wound. No question.
I can't wait to see him out on the field. I want to see his lateral movement. I want to see what it's like.
A little bit like a bowling ball down in a bathtub.
So the first jump's going to have to stand. I don't think Williams improved with the second jump. Time now for today's Under Armour training tip. 33.5 for Javaris Williams, pardon me. Time now for today's Under Armour training tips with Todd Durkin. Today, Todd examines the vertical jump.
Here's your Under Armour tip of the day. We're talking vertical jump. And with the vertical jump, we're taking a look at the lower body explosive power. How high can you jump up? Important for all positions to really use the legs. With the vertical jump, what we're going to do is we're going to reach our arms up. You're under what's called a vertec, and the vertec will help measure the vertical jump. Hands will be up. You'll come all the way down. You bend about 90 degrees, and you're going to jump up as high as you possibly can. Notice my stance, shoulder width, and you're going to jump up and clear the vertec. What's important with the vertical jump? Hands go up, all the way reach, deep inhale, and explode. The vertical jump. How high can you get up? Measures explosive power of the lower body. And that's your Under Armour tip of the day.
That's it. Boy, Todd Durkin gets into it, huh?
Well, that's what you want out of strength conditioning.
Hey, I know Todd.
I feel like
Todd
jumping.
gets after you.
Yeah, I have expected him to sell me a ShamWow now. Last year, a tall, lanky quarterback from Delaware named Joe Flacco had all the measurables, spun it very well. Baltimore Ravens wound up trading up in the draft to take him. And all he did was darn near make the Super Bowl 11 months later. A great rookie campaign for Joe Flacco, who, if not, I guess, for some Troy Smith tonsillitis, may not have even gotten the opportunity. But that's the way things happen. In the National Football League.
Now, Michigan copied their uniforms, right?
That's ridiculous.
It's not. It's historical.
Michigan copied
Davy Nelson.
Delaware's uniform.
Davy Nelson from Delaware.
Let's get it right. Let's get it right, Rich.
Correct.
They just changed
Mr. Wolverine.
It's just a different blue and gold.
You know what I think we need to do? I think we need to pay attention to the on-field drills right now.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here, guys. Let's focus a little bit, Marshall. You know?
I'm focused.
This is after I'm campaigning to get you on the building here, for crying out loud. Jim Harbaugh played 4 years and he's on the building. You played here how many years? 5?
You might have to call Mr. Irsay for that one.
Get on the horn. I have some contacts. Mike Riley, Central Washington.
Should be an easier throw for the quarterbacks here. Why? On the outcut, because most of them are right-handed.
Gotcha. So we'll be seeing how Pat White does, is what you're saying.
Exactly. He's got to open his hips, redirect his feet a little bit.
It's a no-hitch throw again, Coach Gruden?
No hitches. We're throwing an outside breaking route on time.
Fifth step, it's out, right, Coach? Fifth step, now.
Very good.
I have no problem with that throw.
Take a look at the receivers. Watch their arms. If the arms stop moving, they're not going to come out the break speed. You got to continue to move your arms.
Pat White. Again, it's a more difficult throw for him because he's bringing it from the south.
Pat's not struggling with anything today, is he, guys?
No.
Nope.
He's a fluid athlete.
The thing I like about this guy is if the protection breaks down, he might still hit you.
I'm telling you, I like the kid in the second round, and he's my wildcat, he's my slot, he's my punt returner. And he might even get more and more snaps as he gets into his career.
Listen, I thought you don't like any quarterbacks.
No, I like them all.
Is that a bad MO? Is that a bad?
I thought he liked them all.
Too many?
It's either none or all. I'm not sure which it is.
He somewhat likes some quarterbacks, but he loves left-handed quarterbacks.
There's so many in the league right now. You know, Marshall.
I mean, if you could, you'd take 10 of them.
I would.
This is John Parker Wilson. Just take a look at this quarterback. Now, all-time leading passer at Alabama, played a lot of football. He's having a nice combine.
And then you let him sail one like that. What are you doing to the kid?
That throw was fine. The kid didn't come out of the break. David Richards, you got Trubisky again.
He's helped himself big time.
He helped himself at the Senior Bowl. He's helped himself this week. That's just professional right there.
Ball's in the right spot.
So, Coach John Gruden's going to take all these quarterbacks, actually.
Why not?
We're back to Indy, presented by Under Armour in a moment. Welcome back to the NFL Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. Here's Mike Mayock's top 5 running backs, all of them underclassmen, many of them well known to the even fair weather college football fan. There's some pretty big names on that list, starting with LeSean Marino.
And you know what, Rich? You mentioned they're all underclassmen. So to me, this is kind of a fluid group. I'm anxious to see all of them run. We've got Sean Green from Iowa, one of the big backs in the draft, up now.
The Doak Walker Award winner running his first 40 at the Scouting Combine.
He is a thumper.
Man, this is a very talented group. You've got
Hold longer, Sean.
a Doak Walker Award winner in Sean Green. You've got LeSean Marino and Beanie Wells and Javon Ringer, who's setting all sorts of records in Michigan State. It's a very talented group of running backs here.
There's a lot of depth. A lot of depth at running back. Whether it's first round, second round, third round, you're going to get a quality back.
You are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But is Goodson right now the Blazer?
Well, he ran 4.46. I didn't know, again, how much long speed is in this group is the question.
It's not like Chris Johnson last year.
No, we don't have that. But we do have depth, as Marshall said.
And as if the backs in the league at age 30 or older don't have enough counting against them with all the people saying over and over again that running backs over 30 go downhill. Last year, 4.65 unofficial for Sean Green. Last year, Chris Johnson, Matt Forte, right? Steve Slayton.
Yep.
All rookie running backs who contributed heftily
big years
to their teams. Here's Goodson from A&M, that 40 moments ago, Mike.
On tape, he's got tremendous lateral burst. He's got great acceleration. He catches the football extremely well. Didn't have a great senior year. Only had 94 carries in and out of the lineup. He's a guy that's supposed to be a game breaker.
And the 40-yard dash of Rashad Jennings, the two-time Big South Offensive Player of the Year out of Liberty, a transfer from Pittsburgh to be closer to his dad, who suffers from diabetes. He just ran a 4.49 unofficial.
Normally you get those types of transfers for other reasons. Grades, trouble at the school. A lot of times as well, I can't break into the lineup. This guy started as a true freshman at Pitt before making the transition.
And he's pretty interesting. You're talking about a guy that's 6'1", 231, and he just ran 4.49. And he looked pretty good at the Senior Bowl. He's generated a lot of attention.
Gartrell Johnson just got the whistle.
Anyone see his bowl game?
375 yards.
The New Mexico Bowl against Fresno State.
He's still running
back a little bit out my vision. I keep seeing him come in and out. No, that's cool, man. No problem. You don't know.
I mean, it's almost blasphemy. Are those almost Earl Campbell thighs? Yeah, you're right. That's blasphemy.
Call them tree trunks, is what you call those. From Miami Springs, Florida.
It's a big, strong guy there.
Yes.
You know, one of the running back coaches in the league told me last year we were watching a running back, I think it was Chauncey Washington. And, you know, he wasn't running a blazing time from USC. And he said his advice to Chauncey was just get bigger.
Here's a running back that many people are familiar with because he gave a new meaning to taking a knee on the football
Ian
field.
Johnson, Boise State.
After Boise State shocked Oklahoma in a bowl game a couple years ago, he proposed to his girlfriend
Right now.
on the field.
That way you guys are cool.
Could you imagine if she said no?
It would have put a damper in the bowl victory.
That might have hurt things a little bit. It's one of the ultimate try-hard guys right here, Ian Johnson, and never complained about losing carries his junior and senior year.
Guy scores touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean,
guy scores touchdowns.
He's all-time leading touchdown scorer in the WAC.
I mean, they don't score a lot of touchdowns.
There's only one. He passed somebody we know.
And he scored in the hearts of many Americans when we saw this scene after the 2007 Fiesta Bowl. He said he had the ring in his room and didn't want to go back home to California. At 4.38 unofficially here at the Combine.
You look all right?
Yeah, you did, Ian. You certainly did right here. Got down on a knee and proposed to his girlfriend, a cheerleader on the Boise State squad. That was a great moment. And he just seemed to have one right here at the Combine. We'll be right back.
Donald Brown, running back, University of Connecticut. I try to lead by example. I'm not really a vocal guy, but I just love the game of football and I love playing. I've watched the Combine the past couple of years, you know, here and there. It's easier to watch when you're from the outside than being the one there.
All right, here we go, guys. Here we go.
Donald Brown, Connecticut. I've been playing football for a long time now, so, you know, it's nothing really new. You know, the pressure's going to be there, but, you know, you just have to divert your attention elsewhere. I try and be as versatile as possible, you know, be able to get those short yardages and also break long runs and be able to catch the ball in the backfield. The big question, I think, from what I'm getting is my speed, you know, and just to show teams that I'm fast enough to play.
You know, I'm trying to go out there, have a good time, you know, and obviously run fast.
I just go out there and do my thing, and I think I'll be all right. The Combine is my chance to make a name for myself.
What a final season in UConn for Donald Brown. I guess the folks in the truck want to have a little contest out here. His final season in college numbers compare to which 08 Combine participant?
We're allowed to guess?
Yeah, go ahead, guess.
I think it's Kevin Smith of UCF.
Matt Forte.
Okay.
Ray Rice.
The winner is, let's see, let's get a winner. That'd be Matt Forte.
Nice job.
Don't mess with
Nice
Marshall
job,
Faulk when you're
Faulk.
talking running backs.
Nice. Nice.
Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him.
Look who's up, Rich.
Oh, this is a very interesting case. Let's put it that way. Bernard Scott of Abilene Christian, 39 touchdowns in 2007. He had 7 touchdowns in one game this year.
If he's from Abilene, he'll run fast.
He broke the single-season scoring record held by Wilbert Montgomery. But you want to talk red flags? Attended 4 colleges and arrested 5 times. But he can run. And he can play football. So, what do?
You do your homework. I mean,
do a lot of homework.
He's 5'10", 200 pounds.
It's called character.
His interviews
character
would be something. He's got a lot to talk about.
He's 25 years old. Just turned 25.
He didn't play his senior year in high school for an off-the-field fight. He's been arrested at least 5 times, allegedly struck a coach at Central Arkansas, 4 different colleges, yet beyond all that, there's an undeniable ability and talent. We wouldn't be having this conversation if there wasn't.
Right. And is there a possibility for him to mature late and start to move past all that? That's what people are going to do their homework on.
And I think it's safe to say a significant number of teams will probably not have them on their boards.
Right.
And
True.
if he gets an opportunity, it's going to be late in the draft or as a free agent.
Now, there's a coach and there's a team
Right.
that's right for him. And if someone's willing to take a chance, we'll see.
Corey Sheets of Purdue.
Rashid's can catch the football. Guy had 108 career receptions. One of those change of pace, third down guys come in, throw him the football, run, draw. Smart and tough.
Unofficial 4.41 for the man. Second in school history on the career rushing yards list behind only Mike Allstott.
He broke his touchdowns mark. Big try-hard guy.
This is your number 3 fullback, Brandon Sutherland, Mike.
28 reps at 2 1/4. He's a big, strong guy, but he also brings some versatility. He's probably the only fullback in this year's class who can catch, can run a little bit, in addition to being a blocker.
Missed a lot of the season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Injured.
Had a foot, left foot
that held him back.
He was one of the captains for Georgia, highly respected guy.
Here's a former Mr. Football out of Ohio, Terrell Sutton of Northwestern, and as a Northwestern grad, it's a graduate school, a little disappointed in some of his answers to some questions. He was asked the best book he ever read. When you know what book that is?
No.
Green Eggs and Ham.
Well, they say everything
started him, Rich.
Everything you learned.
It started him.
Remember, everything you learned in life, you learned in kindergarten.
In his bio, asked his favorite place to visit. "Quote unquote, my bed."
Man needs his rest. You got to let his body recover.
At least you know where he's going to be when he leaves practice.
Hey, well, you don't have to worry about curfew.
That's it.
Northwestern.
You're covered. Do you get the sense that it's tongue in cheek?
Oh no. Sounds like a little Big Ten issue right there.
Yeah,
Michigan man
trying to reconcile his Northwestern graduate school stuff.
Eggs and ham.
Hey, that one hurt him.
They had a little problem when the fire burned down the library at Northwestern because all the comic books burned.
Yeah, you'll be hearing about that one.
Yeah,
that's Mayock Mike.
Beanie Wells, everybody, running a 40-yard dash. Let's take a look at him.
What do you think, Mayock?
I'm going to say I like what you had to say earlier in the break about 4.5. 4.5 flat, 4.48, 4.49. That looked pretty quick.
Yeah, he fought it too.
Yes, he did.
He fought it.
What do you mean?
You could tell he was fighting himself.
That was not in
just got to let it flow. You look at his face. You look at he was tensing and up in the neck area. That could be 4.6,
4.57.
Javaris Williams, Tennessee State.
You wondered about that earlier, though, Marshall, because of the vertical jump.
Yes. When guys,
is this what you're talking about?
Yes. When they strain, they're not confident in their ability to run fast. You'll know when the guy's about to run fast. They faces just jumping everywhere.
The jaw's like flying all over.
Yes.
The guys with the track backgrounds have such an advantage here. It's unbelievable. I mean, I played baseball in college, never got in a three-point stance, and hated getting in a three-point stance because I was uncomfortable. I was a D-back and a baseball player. I never got in a three-point stance. The track guys know how to run.
You take Beanie and you say at 235, running 4.5, that's great. But then you go back to last year's draft. Mendenhall at 225. Stewart at 230.
And they were all 4.4s.
Yeah.
You know, so it skewed there a little bit. But you put him in between the lines and you have yourself a running back that you can rely on.
Time to run him again. Second 40 time now for Khalil Bell of UCLA.
This guy was injured a lot.
Yeah.
He's always dinged up.
Yes. But can play the game.
Yes.
Catch the ball, everything.
When you saw him play, you liked what you saw.
Played only 25 games in 3 seasons.
Good platoon back. 2-back system.
What's his height, weight, Mike?
About 5'10 3/4, 212, and he ran a 4.68 unofficially the first time.
4.72 unofficially the second.
See, when you're 210 pounds, 4.7's not a great time. I mean, that's just obvious.
No. That doesn't correlate.
Running backs that are 5'10", 205, 210 are a dime a dozen. They're all over the place. And you better run fast. You better catch
run real fast.
You got 4.4 or lower. Must 4.4 or lower when you're 210. You below 215.
Andre Brown of NC State getting the whistle.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, go ahead, Charles. This is an interesting
This guy.
Yep.
A little longer.
Low mileage, too, in a lot of ways because of injuries. I mean, you got to balance it with the injuries, but at the same time, didn't have the number of carries in college.
So you spun that one a positive way.
I'm spinning it a positive way. I'm spinning it a positive way for him because I liked what I saw in Mobile.
A lot of tread on the tires, huh?
I think he's got plenty on the tires. I liked him in Mobile.
He helped himself. This is a big, strong kid. I think his pro career will be better than his college career. He had a 4.45 unofficially the first time at 224 pounds.
The number 2 running back on Mike Mayock's list, 19th on the top 20. That would be Donald Brown out of UConn.
And when you say that, speaking of Andre, Terrell Davis come to mind. Low mileage at Georgia.
Exactly.
People didn't know a lot about.
Terrell was just simply didn't hand him the ball.
Yes.
They just simply didn't give him the ball.
Big, strong guy.
Here's Donald Brown.
Donald Brown, Connecticut.
Those are some quality numbers.
Marshall, I want you to get some tape on this guy. You know what's interesting about him? And I'd like to hear from you about how coaches can teach patience behind blockers. And we'll let him run first, but then I'd love to hear you talk a little about learning how to be patient and not exploding up their backs.
Gene Huey, speed through the hole, not to the hole.
Right. Because when I watched him, Marshall, the one thing, I loved his lateral quickness. I loved his lower body strength, but he just didn't set up the guards pulling in front of him, the fullback. He was right on top of them instead of off them. Talk to people a little bit about the key to that.
And you can teach that. That's something that you can teach to patience. You can teach that. Gene Huey, my running backs coach, he's here with the coach. Speed through the hole, not speed to the hole.
Right.
He used to always tell us that, and learn how to set up your blocks. All those are things that, as a runner, especially when you're confident in your offensive lineman, you can do those things.
And this is Glenn Coffey of Alabama shooting on down the line.
And Marshall, typically it's the young running backs that don't have the patience when they get to that next level.
Because it's tough. Just trusting what you see, knowing it's going to be there. It's tough to, because you want to get through that hole. And in the NFL, those holes close up very fast.
One thing about Donald Brown, he's an attrition back. By the fourth quarter, he's still carrying the football, and a lot of people don't want any part of him at that point.
A 4.5 flat, which makes that run a coffee grande. Thanks, everybody. I'm out of here. I am out of here. No, I'm not. I think I just pulled something getting up from my chair. It's been 4 hours since I did that. The Big Ten MVP, the single-season rushing champ in the history of Iowa football, and Doak Walker Award winner Sean Green is at the line at the Scouting Combine 40-yard dash. All of it presented by Under Armour, live here on NFL Network. That looks smooth.
Not going to be a blazer.
You know what's interesting?
But people will bounce off of him. He's a tough guy to get on the ground.
After the Ohio State running back, Beanie Wells, the two big backs everyone want to talk about were Sean Green and P.J. Hill. They both showed up. You want to talk slim down.
Yep.
Sean Green at 227, P.J. Hill at 222, which I don't think he's been since high school.
P.J. Hill had been 222 in the
8th grade, maybe?
Maybe.
I mean, a conscientious effort to slim down and get ready to run fast.
The tough thing is how much will that translate in a speed bump for them, though?
Well, Sean ran 4.65 the first time, which is about what I thought off tape. I think he runs that whether he's 10 pounds heavier or whether he runs that.
And that's what I wonder about P.J. Hill.
Yeah.
42 career touchdowns on the line right there for Shaw Jennings.
And that's a big back.
Yeah.
Who's going to run a better time?
And he's carved up.
Yes.
Not an ounce on him. He's strong. 29 reps at 225. He ran a sub 4.5 the first time.
See, when you talk about P.J. Hill and Sean Green, goes back to the argument that coach presented me about
Johnson.
How much faster will you truly be? Just get a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker, a little more body armor, make them bounce off of you.
Well, that 40 time, and they know, that 40 time can elevate your workout quicker than anything else that you do.
Yep. Sometimes you're just a 4.6 guy. You know?
Sometimes it is what
it is.
The last second you flick that hand back, that gives them a bad signal up there, okay? So they may jump the gun on you, okay? As soon as you get that hand back, then freeze it for 3, okay?
Gartrell's one of those guys.
Flick the at the end, it's going to throw them off.
That could be a single back and a
as soon as
one
that
back.
hand goes back, then hold it
looking
for
to go double tight and push the pile a little bit. That's what he is. He's got big thighs, a big butt. That's a strong guy right there.
Or a guy that can be a fullback.
He has played both, Marshall.
Reminds me of another Colorado State guy, Cecil Sapp.
Cecil Sapp?
Yeah.
Yep.
He ran
You're not going to tell me he's not a thumper.
There's no doubt about that.
And I'm sure without the football, he'll thump you even harder.
He's got the gold grill like another Miami running back from back in the day. That'd be Edge, right? Used to run here in Indy.
Well, he ran
that working already.
4.71 and 4.77 unofficially in his 2.
Now here's Ian Johnson. We went to break, mentioned he was a 4.39 unofficial time in his first run.
Ian
All
Johnson,
you guys are shaking your head.
Rich, I watched him play several times.
Stunning.
And
did that hold up?
5.5 to me.
I didn't see 4.3 on the field.
Seriously, did that hold up at 4.38?
We don't know yet.
We'll see right now. He's about to run it a second time.
I love this young man. I didn't see that.
I want to ask him for my record back.
Yeah, he took it from me. That was just wrong.
He just went Moses Malone.
Look at that.
Faux. Unofficial. As you know, this is presented by Under Armour, and Paul Burmeister is with the CEO and self-made man of Under Armour, Kevin Plank.
All right, Kevin, it's Under Armour Senior Bowl week. We're now at the Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. What can you share with us about your company's push to be involved with these events?
Paul, it actually started with I think the vision that the league and the commissioner had of saying, 2/3 of this game is these guys training out of season, off the field. And so I think the ability for us to come and bring the performance components of Under Armour, which is central and core to our brand, and bring it here to something like this to be a part of this with the authenticity and players, give them a little bit of advantage, make them a little bit better, a little bit faster. It's something that really speaks to the heritage, I think, of Under Armour, and it's been a good partnership with us in the league so far.
And speaking of the effort for the athletes to try and get faster, you're holding a shoe that I guess was made just for the Combine?
Well, this is actually, it's a Combine-specific shoe, just one of the pieces that we've had out here. I mean, the R&D, the testing, the research that we've been able to partner with these players and have them really become a part of the testing process for us and find out what works, what doesn't work. And so, this is a shoe actually yesterday we had one player, you have some great stories out there, and guys like Jared Cook from South Carolina put 41 inches up in the vertical yesterday wearing this particular shoe. So those kind of stories are things that make us a little bit better every day.
Seems like Under Armour has just taken off so much the last few years. Huge strides. What's next?
Well, one thing we just launched is running shoes. It's a big part. It's going to be a big story for our company. But, again, authenticity, team sport, fundamentals, and just making players a little better. So I think what you're going to continue to see, not unlike we have with the Combine shoe that we put out, innovative product. And so, again, you're seeing a lot of that with the outfits the guys are wearing, with the tops, the bottoms, and really just the feedback that we're getting from, 300 of the most elite athletes in the world. So performance.
Kevin Plank, founder and CEO of Under Armour. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Good to see you.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
To be honest, that's got to be my shoe when I run tomorrow, right?
Got to be the shoe.
Let's get you hooked up, Rich.
I mean,
make sure you get a proper fitting.
What do you mean?
You don't have any slip and slide. You want that thing to fit on you like a glove.
Anthony
I bet you just borrow the shoes from Jared Cook. You know, like Calvin Johnson.
Get Calvin Johnson. Yep.
Rich, I don't know. The way I'm looking at you, Rich, is traditionally you've been a wingtip guy.
I have been.
And I think that's part of the shtick here.
I've been lace-up Crocs.
Yeah.
It's part of the shtick.
I think it's part of the program.
I don't want to hurt myself.
I think you run 2. One with the shoes.
And Rich, did I hear you're taking another one of the measurables here at the Combine?
Taking the Wonderlic after this broadcast. Anthony Kimball. Yeah, the poor Wonderlic test people have been waiting up in the rafters for about 2.5 hours waiting for me to get off the air.
Charles, what do you think the over-under is on
he's a Michigan man and a Northwestern man.
Oh,
that's a 50.
A 50.
That's a
Anything
50.
less than a 50.
It's like Pat McInerney.
The pressure's on. Yep. The pressure's on.
You're talking about 2 prestigious universities.
The pressure's on.
I'll be somewhere between Pat McInerney and Vince Young. the alleged poor first Vince Young, obviously, not number 2. The improved Vince Young. There's Marlon Lucky. Of Nebraska.
Remember that man's hype coming out of high school?
Yeah, his first 40 surprised me. I expected him to run a little better. Let's see what this one is.
4.55 unofficial.
I'd say his best overall year would have been his junior year at Nebraska, right, Mike, before he had to share carries this senior season?
You know what was most impressive to me about his junior season, Charles, was that he caught 75
caught
passes.
A bunch of passes.
I mean, that showed me something. On top of running the ball over 200 times, if I remember.
Big man.
Okay, here comes no Sean Marino, guys. Only the second.
What was that first time I know, Sean?
4.55, wasn't it?
Only the second Bulldog in school history to rush for 1,000 yards in 2 straight seasons. The other one, Herschel Walker.
Marino.
That is a pretty respectable neighborhood for a running back.
Herschel won it 3 years.
Outside of Terrell Davis, has a Georgia back come into the league?
Hines Ward.
And played a Georgia back come into the league.
Right, Herschel.
We had one who
Garrison
blew his knee
Hurst.
out.
Herschel Walker.
Who's the young man who blew his knee out?
That's right.
Yeah.
Robert Edwards.
He didn't feel that one, did he?
No, didn't
See
like
that shake of the head?
Didn't like either of them.
Well, he's got the tape and he's got a pro day.
He's fine. Trust me.
4.63 unofficial.
I wouldn't worry about him too much. Turn him loose.
I think TD said he ran a 4.7 when he was at the Combine. One of the all-time great running backs between the hedges here in Indianapolis. We're back with more, presented by Under Armour in a moment. Michigan State's Javon Ringer running the 40. 390 carries.
Can you say workhorse?
30 carries a game.
Workhorse? High mileage?
390
Bernard Scott.
Michigan State got their scholarship money out of him.
And that was just this year, right,
Man.
I mean, if
don't forget the year before.
If you think about it, I mean, Brian Hoyer had to throw here at the Combine because so few people got him to see him throw.
They got their scholarship money out of him.
He had 96% of their yards on the ground.
How about in his career, 843 carries? That's very similar to Ray Rice a year ago coming out of Rutgers.
Bernard Scott of Abilene.
You get all the way up, that's when you got to freeze.
He got a degree in toting the football.
You get all the way up, that's when you got to freeze. Okay, going too quick. 3 counts.
No, and very quietly, Cedric Pierman from Virginia, I think, had a great Combine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he benched 225 27 times yesterday and came out and ran 4.41 today at 210 pounds. He's a third down, change of pace guy. Reminds me a little bit of Mewelde Moore and Alvin Pierman.
Under the radar?
Yep.
Under the radar
guy. Kind of guy you pick up, and he's a jack of all trades, master of none, but a very good football player.
And no relation to Alvin.
Who also played at Virginia.
Correct. Spelled differently.
As soon as you rise your butt up, your arm up, that's when you got to freeze for 3 counts.
Believe it or not, one of the
my left arm up, freeze. Yeah, as soon as you get all the way up and set, your arm up, that's when you got to freeze. Okay. You're gonna be fast. Just want to be nice and clean.
Nice and clean.
Nice, clean starts fast.
He keeps him calm.
He does.
His voice and how he talks to you.
He's definitely a good help.
This kid could go low. This 40 time could be. Not that one.
No.
It's a little slow on the start.
Corey Sheets, Purdue.
A 4.47 unofficial for Bernard Scott. Let's take a look at that Pyramid 40, Mike.
The amazing thing is the big knock on him, believe it or not, is the size of his hands. He's got a size 8 hand, and he had a couple of fumbles early in his career, so people are kind of putting those two facts together and saying, will he be a career fumbler?
And they got on him about the fumble he had in Senior Bowl, too.
Exactly.
See?
And I think he's a tough kid, and I don't believe that's going to be an issue. He's smart, he's tough, he's a return guy, he's an ordained deacon, he's got tremendous intangibles. I think he's a guy that saves your roster spot and is going to be a good pro.
Does he sound like Tiki Barber? It's a way to hold the football.
Where did Tiki Barber play his college ball?
Connecting the dots.
Exactly.
That'd be Virginia.
Look how Tiki held the ball. He found out a way not to put it on the carpet.
That's just until Coughlin arrived, basically.
This guy here, Corey Sheets.
4.38 unofficial.
You can get max effort out of this guy. I mean, max effort. I watched him for a couple of seasons in the Big Ten. And in a sense, he was their offense, especially this year when they really struggled at the quarterback position. Like him.
His stock just rose.
I like him a lot. I thought he had a nice
that
week
40
at the Senior
time just
Bowl,
helped him out, man.
Really did.
And he had a nice week at the Senior Bowl,
that
too.
40 time just helped him.
He's had some durability issues throughout his career, collarbone, torn quad, and knee.
I will blow the dust off his tape and watch him.
Yep.
Not this year, though.
Brandon Sutherland, fullback, Georgia.
Built for power.
You could jump in behind that, couldn't you, Marshall, and follow that through A gap?
Hey, hey.
Tyrell Sutton.
Right there. I don't even have to put my hand on him.
Who was your fullback in college?
I didn't have one. I was my fullback.
You didn't need one.
I was my fullback,
guy.
Rich.
That's how you roll.
You know what? With no fullback, it just takes one man out of the equation, Rich. But I had to learn how to play with one when I came here. Ted Marchibroda insisted. And Roosevelt Potts did a good job for me here.
Here's the Dr. Seuss loving Wildcat.
Don't be bitter.
Tyrell Sutton. 8 touchdowns, 300 yards receiving, almost 900 rushing.
He would have easily been 1,000-yard back again this year if he had not gotten hurt late in the season. Catches the ball out of the backfield.
Wells, Ohio State.
Isn't it something to see the backs and the receptions and how now in college they're starting to throw the ball to the backs? Even with the spread offense, they're still throwing the ball to the backs.
His struggle is going to be the height, right? Height, weight, speed correlation doesn't really match, does it?
And the 4.72 at that 210 doesn't match.
That doesn't work for him.
Correct.
Here's Beanie Wells, who had the best broad jump of any running back. And
He locked up there again a little bit, Marshall.
I thought he ran it better.
He ran it at the initial, that last 5. The chin went down and it wasn't as relaxed, but the beginning of his 40 was pretty decent.
His 10-foot, 8-inch broad jump would be good for second in the wide receiver group.
RB32,
by the way.
Explosive lower body athlete right there.
Much better. I said much, but it's better. 4.54 unofficially.
So the running back's nowhere near Marshall, like you were saying last year, where they just blew it up here.
No, not at all.
Even the smaller guys
haven't done it.
And Beanie's a football player.
Yep. I believe we have one more 40 to be run.
He's a football player.
The problem is one of his issues is durability, and people are concerned about him in a 16-game season
because he's such a physical runner.
Wasn't that his sophomore year? Played most of it with a broken wrist.
We saw Brandon Pettigrew get a third run at the 40 for various reasons yesterday. Here is Rashad Jennings of Liberty getting another one.
It's a lot of man right there, guys.
It's a big back. It's just not a lot of them anymore.
The Liberty and Big South Conference all-time leading rusher. Great college career. A 4.62 he ran on his second. See the third here.
His first one. He was 4.49, 4.62, which is a huge disparity between his two runs. Which is probably why they probably asked him to do it again, because of the disparity.
4.62, so
which means they might throw out the
4.49 might hit them.
That you are what you are, right? So Chris Johnson's safe for at least another couple days. The running backs are done running the 40-yard dash here. We'll stay tuned for their on-field drills. Beanie Wells of The Ohio State University takes us to the break. All right, we're going to take our Lucas Oil and put it in our GMC Sierra and turn the key and figure out who our top performers of the day were. Mike Mayock.
I kind of like Brian Robisky. I mean, I thought he did absolutely everything that you could ask of a receiver. Starting at the Senior Bowl, coming to step 2 of the process here at the Combine, he ran extremely well in the 4.50 range. He caught everything they threw to him. He looked quick and active in all the drills. Look at the hand catch. The ball never gets anywhere near his body. You can just see a natural hands catcher, and that's what Brian Robisky is. And on top of everything, he's a true professional. We're going to get the one-handed catch here.
There it is.
Thank you. He put on a show today. And then, Marshall, let's take Pat White. Well, man, you liked him today.
I was impressed. We hear a lot about Sanchez and Stafford, but this guy came in here, and they're talking receiver, ran a good 40, proved that he's not just an athletic quarterback.
Right.
He threw the ball better than any other quarterback out here today. And I was impressed with how the ball came out of his hand. I was impressed with his location of the ball to the receivers. And the one thing I like about quarterbacks as a running back, and any receiver will tell you this, he throws a catchable ball. And I don't have to know that. I hadn't caught a ball from him, but I can see it.
But you can run out there and catch that.
Anytime.
So Robisky, there you go. Well. Yeah, look at that. 4.49 and a 37.5. And Pat White, 4.49. He broad jumped. He verticaled. I mean, again, I can't emphasize enough with Pat White. To me, they're both solid second-round picks and maybe even better.
That was a look at the day's GMC Sierra top performers. All right. So that was it. That's not bad for your stay here at the Scouting Combine.
Hey, man, it's fun.
Had a little birthday celebration for you last night, too? It was good times?
It's fun. I had a good time. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that.
They're still trying to talk you out of retirement? There's still a few teams here.
I'm okay.
What's Gruden going to do? He's in retirement, too.
No, he's not retiring.
Listen, they talk you out of retirement. That's like a first-round draft pick without spending the pick.
I don't know about that. Mm-hmm. I like my chair.
Call me. We'll talk.
I like my chair.
We get trainers for you. We'll get you ready to go.
No.
We're going to get him on the stadium. That's what we're going to get.
That's Rich's crusade.
Yes, it is.
I've got a little more short-term goal, though. Running on Monday.
Monday's the run day?
As soon as this show
Tell me your
over,
40 time. Give me the number. Give me the number. Come on, Rich.
618.
618. What about your 10?
I don't know.
3?
I have no idea.
212.
What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I'm going to New York area code.
Nice. 646. That's the new one. What do you think about tomorrow, Mike? with B.J. Raji and the rest of the D-line going out.
You know, I'm loving this. I'm loving those athletic defensive ends are going to become outside linebackers like Aaron Mabin, like Everett Brown, like Larry English. I love their athleticism. Want to see him stand up and play the outside backer as well as sticking a hand in the dirt and going.
You know, what's interesting about that with me is we say that about seeing these guys being the conversion guys, but Dwight Freeney's no monster outside, you know, and there are going to be times that these guys won't have to worry about standing up. Their value will be still in hand in the ground, sick them.
Vernon Golston.
See those guys.
Ooh, Vernon Golston.
The Jets are still waiting for.
Make sure you know who you're drafting.
That's Michael Johnson this year.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, Marshall. Good to see you. I'm taking the Wonderlic now. It was quite a day. You got some quarterbacks throwing out there and running backs. No Sean Marino showing things off. Weight room for the running backs, wideouts on the field. So the offense, we have seen everything we can on field and in the weight room and all that stuff. Mostly from the offense. The defense starts tomorrow.